Hey, I'm Andy Chanley from 88.5 FM, and this is another one of our Here at Home teleconference interviews. And today we're lucky to have LP joining us. Welcome in, LP.
What's up, Andy? How's it going, man?
Doing really well. The new single, the one that you love, you've been hearing extensively on 88.5 FM these days. Is that a standalone single, or is there a as yet unannounced album on the way?
There's an album on the way, and there's a new single on the way as well called "How Low Can You Go." It's coming out.
Nice. Is the ballpark of when we'll have the full LP?
The full LP? Probably, in light of everything that's going on, it would have been sooner, but probably like April.
All right. So something to look forward to in the new year. And you're playing the City National Grove of Anaheim on Saturday, November 14th. 2 shows. Tickets available now at 885fm.org and axs.com. It's a benefit for 88.5 FM. I wanted to thank you for doing that for us and helping keep public radio thriving here in Southern California. Mm-hmm. By the way, I went to the Dawes concert a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize how much I had missed it until I heard
concerts.
I know. Until I heard a crack of a snare drum in the open air outside. I'm like, I've really been thirsty for this for a long time now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, when we get back to it, it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, everybody's going to be hungry for it.
Yeah.
So the song, the one that you love, oh my goodness, it's like a whole Ennio Morricone spaghetti Western romance fit into 3.5 minutes.
Then you got it. Cool.
And the video kind of speaks about it as well. Where'd the inspiration for that come from?
We were writing down in Mexico, and I had just kind of gone on an extensive tour of South America and Mexico. I had wrapped it up with 3 big shows in Mexico City, and it was just so beautiful and inspiring. And then we went down to this hotel in Cabo San Juan, and it was we were out at dinner, and a gentleman was playing some ranchero music, and I don't know, it's just it was like being on vacation with the person you love, where you're just intoxicated by everything that's around, and we went back to the room, and I don't know, that first line just popped out, the now that you got what you wanted, and it just went from there, and it was super fun. I don't think most of the time I would collect, things I'm going to write about, and I have it already, like titles and stuff like that. But sometimes I just get into a mood, and then a whole thing I was thinking about just flies out. So that was this kind of song, and it just felt like the mood and the surroundings took it where it wanted to go.
When something comes like that to you, you're out having drinks with people, or you just wake up and something's in your head. What's the mechanism for remembering that? Do you get out your iPhone and do a little? Yeah,
usually. I mean, I'm a hopeless case. Too many times I've been I'm gonna remember that, and then just it's done. It's like anything. I have to record everything. In fact, even when I don't as soon as I step foot in a session, I just hit record, because I've spent so many times, in the beginning, kind of searching for some melody that I did that everyone was like, what was that first thing you did? So it's learn that lesson the hard way. So.
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm talking to you. So forgive the basic question, but walk me through the beginnings of your career. So are you 17 years old and on stage in New York, and David Lowery of Cracker sees you and says, you got to be on our next album? Was it that simple?
It was more of an inside thing, people just talking to other people. And then I co-wrote a song with them, and then he produced that first record. And it was a beautiful experience. And, and then I just kept going with, I don't think I'd found my music, even now people always be like, oh, there, it's what genre is it? And it's hard to explain because I don't really, Americana was not really my thing. It's not really my thing. There's a lot of other elements and things that, and there wasn't, when you're trying to like snake your way through the business and get a foothold, on a major or whatever, often it has to be a very specific thing for people to like latch on. And I don't even mean fans. I mean like business people, So, so that was difficult. And then I spent a long time as a songwriter, not even a long time. I'm always a songwriter, but I spent 2 years like just thinking I was only going to be a songwriter. And that's, I think,
and you thrived at it. Songs for Cher and Christina Aguilera. I mean, so many different people. Yeah.
I mean, the Rihanna single was the big, the thing. And that like kind of kicked it off. Right. Like that was actually the, that's when it like peaked. And right at that moment, of course, I had worked, to get to that moment. Then right at that moment, my artist career, in a great way, but my artist career kind of like took off again. And I was only writing for myself, but yeah, writing for other people infused its energy into my own writing. And then, yeah, it became, more diverse, I think, and all that got added in. And now it's like the multi-genre is the genre in a way.
Right. Well, it's interesting. You say it took you a while to come to solidify in your mind, how to quantify what it is you did and what you wanted to do. Yet you signed with Island Def Jam, right? And there comes a point where they wanted you to do one thing, and you're like, "No, I don't want to do that." You seemed to have a pretty solid idea fairly early on of where you wanted to head the ship.
Well, I really didn't actually. I wrote like 150 songs in the years from 2006 to 2009, and I was rudderless, really. I was just writing. I was just meeting all these big songwriters and learning a lot. And at the end of this like 3-year period, I had like 140 something songs, and then one of them got picked up by the Backstreet Boys, and that launched a writing career. So then 2009 to like kind of end of 2010, I was writing only for other people. But then I started to I was playing the ukulele for fun, and I just started writing all these songs for myself, which became like Into the Wild and Tokyo Sunrise and Forever for Now, which is the title track of my next record. I've had literally like 7 deals in the States. I've had like 4 majors and 3 indies. So it's been a journey in a good way. Like I think I learned a lot, and I also I definitely know what I don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually I don't like to timestamp these interviews for people and let them know when they happen, but this is kind of an interesting time. I know you're probably feeling as I am. As we're speaking, we still don't know who the president of the United States is going to be. Election was yesterday, and votes are being counted right now.
Well, I think somebody thinks they won, though.
So yeah, somebody has an idea. I'm not really sure what my question is here. Maybe I'll know by the time I'm done talking. But I think back to another time when things were less divisive, like in the when I was a teenager in the 80s, the Speaker of the House, Tip O'Neill, would disagree vehemently with Ronald Reagan, but yet Friday night, at the end of the work week at 6 o'clock, they get together in the White House and have scotch together. It was a different time when people could separate, they could have some civility. And I'm just kind of wondering, actually, I have admiration for you because it seems like you've been able to do that. I don't know a lot about your personal politics, but I believe I read your dad was involved in conservative politics a little bit, and you've collaborated with Morrissey, who chafes some people with his politics and so forth. Yet you're a city dweller, living in New York and Hollywood, and you're an icon among the LGBTQ community that tends to skew more liberal. It certainly feels like you've done a great job separating art from politics? Was that a question? I think that was almost a question.
Yes. I'm trying to always like be on the side of just art, like and kind of like separating it, my humanity, because I feel like there's so much about people I don't know, like all different people. There's so many reasons, and I accept this like very broad sketch and broad swipe of diversity, for me. I feel like people, we're constantly like trying to divide ourselves into, pitting oursells against each other. And I just, I don't know, I try to, I feel like art is meant to be the great unifier, in so many ways. And I try to stick to that. I'm not, like you said, I do disagree with several people's politics that I have, known and written with or done, things with. But I feel like, by giving that person like my attention, I'm kind of trying to relate to them always, and I go to countries where I know that people don't like, what I get up to. But like, if you were going to like walk up to everybody in the street and get a cyborg side view of like all the shit that they've done in their life and their thoughts and their dirty deeds, so to speak, I don't know who you would, sidle up next to. It's a difficult one. And the judgment, I have a song about this, the judgment is not on this plane yet. So it's not my, place. So I don't know. I'm trying to understand where everybody is at all times.